Okay, this is a quick update to our fire sign predictions. We thought they were going to happen today, they did not. The new prediction for the second and third fire signs of 1 Kings 18 is 2019 Tishri 21 or 22, which is 2019 October the 23rd to the 25th. Now, the temple has to be accepted, we thought, on the 7th day of Tishri, because Solomon's temple was accepted on the 7th day of Tishri. But actually, the 7th Jericho trumpet, which are Rosh Hashanah trumpets, and festival trumpets blown in Tishri. The 2019 Tishri is the 7th month of the 7th year of the Jericho campaign from 2013 Nisan 1, the beginning of the sacred year, the first whole sacred year of Zoar. So, instead of taking 7 days a day for a trumpet, because priests had the trumpets, priests blow trumpets for festivals. So it's the first 7 festival days of Tishri. Which days are? Tishri 1, Rosh Hashanah. Tishri 2, 2 NC first fruits. Tishri 5, which is late Zoar Pentecost, and the late 3rd marriage Pentecost. Tishri 10, which is Atonement Day, and the 4th marriage Pentecost. And then Tishri 15, 16, 17, the first 3 days of booths. So the 7th festival day of booths is today, when I got this new prediction. Now, we know that the attendant saw, or got to say, oh look, there's a mushroom cloud rising from the sea like a man's palm, on a 7th. So it has to occur on some type of a 7th, after the Super Pentecost. And we haven't changed the candidates for Super Pentecost. 2019 Tishri 5 is still one possible candidate, I think the better candidate actually. And 2019 Tishri 10 is the other candidate. Doesn't matter which one you take. You go to a 7th after that. Now, we've had the weekly Sabbaths, that wasn't it. We've had the 7th day counting from the Pentecost, that wasn't it. So then we remember that Jesus was teaching in the Sabbaths when the woman was released, who was bent double for 18 years. Which woman is the 2 NCs of this church? And that takes us to weeks, the festival of weeks, Sabbaths, the festival of Sabbaths, when you count 7 Sabbaths. 2 NC weeks goes from Tishri 2 to Heshvat 21, and the 3rd Sabbath of 2 NC weeks is Tishri 22. So that is a 7th. The other 7th is the 7th day of booths, which is Tishri 21. So those are 2 possible 7ths, but that's not enough to say, hey, I found a 7th in Tishri because it's a 7th month. So we go back to the count of the prayer that Elijah made in 1 Kings 18, 36, 37. The mistake I made is that the scripture says, well, he prayed and said, O Jehovah, God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Israel. And I counted that as one time because there's only one God of 3 people, and I took it as God of, open brackets, Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. And that's not what it says. It says God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Israel. And that's short for God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Israel, which is short for God of Abraham and God of Isaac and God of Israel, which counts as 3 times. So you multiply the sentence count of what he says, which is today let it be known that you're God in Israel, I'm your servant, and in your, we're taking the quere, the spoken form, in your word, I've done all these things, plural. That's 1 plus 1 plus 3, which is 5. You multiply that by 3 for the Jehovah, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, you get 15. Then you add the sentence count of verse 37, which is answer me, O Jehovah, answer me, that's 2. And this people doth know that thou art Jehovah, God, thou art God, and thou hast turned their heart back. So that's 4. So 4 plus 15. And then we have to remember that Elijah the prophet drew near. So at the time it came to pass when the bloodless offering went up, Elijah the prophet drew near, that's 1 time, and the grain offering going up is Tishri 2, 2 NC first fruits. So from 2 NC first fruits, he draws near, and you get 3 times 5, the sentence count of his prayer, and in verse 36, and then 4 sentence count of his prayer in verse 37. That's 1 plus 15 plus 4 is 20, and you add that to Tishri 2, and you're doing accounting inclusively as if it was a Pentecost count, which it isn't. You get to Tishri 21, the 7th day of booths. You count it exclusively, you get to Tishri 22, the Solemn Assembly. Those are our 2 new prediction dates for the fire signs. One is going to produce a mushroom cloud above the Thames in Dartford. We don't know whether it's nuclear or large conventional. The other will produce a mushroom cloud above the Hudson in Manhattan. We don't know whether it's nuclear or conventional. Thank you very much.